Good morning, world. I like to talk to you about plenty of things. First up, I'd like to talk to you about the coffee shops I visited. The first coffee shop I attempted to visit was Jack and Hill in Spring Hill. Don't bother going there because it's closed for refurbishment. The second coffee shop I attempted to visit was Little Loco. I couldn't get through because they were busy, or more specifically, more accurately, my carer tried to get through but he didn't have any success. The next place he tried was Oliver James Coffee. That was the same deal, we didn't get any response. And the third place we tried was the only place we actually went and found somebody home. That was Poor Boy Espresso, which is on Grey Street in South Brisbane. That's Pourboy. I had a cappuccino there with a lovely leaf pattern. The service was quick, the staff were friendly. I had a fantastic pizza with chorizo sausage. I asked for a pizza that would be hot and spicy, and I got exactly what I asked for. It's just the right amount of heat, I think. It's not going to require a fire hydrant seconds after you taste it, but it's going to give your tongue enough of a tingle that it'll make you hungry for more. The owner of this place, Sebastian Beulah Stinnett, fell in love with coffee when he was in Toowoomba. Then he moved to Sydney. He was second in the New South Wales and Open Barista Championship. He learned wine skills. I didn't get to figure out how good his wine skills were because I didn't try wine when I came to his joint. If you like nitro infused coffee or Belgian hot chocolate, teas, smoothies and milkshakes, boutique beers or fine international wines, spirits and espresso martinis, that's all something you can get there. They also have French cuisine. I couldn't recommend anything apart from the $10 pizza, which I found was incredible value for money. It was at least the size of 2 of these books. It was totally delicious, and I would definitely go back again once I'd gone through my book. I better talk about Christ on this beat so I make it worth my homies worthwhile in making it. She's so generous in giving her stuff for free. That's the nature of Christ, being his hands and feet as well as being his mouth, because she preaches the gospel on the streets. I wish I had her boldness. We passed a street preacher on our way to finding Poor Boy. I was a poor boy before I knew Christ. Now I'm a rich boy cause I got him in my life. Without him, I wouldn't have any kind of hope. Without him, I wouldn't be able to cope with anything that life threw at me. I wouldn't have any reason to believe. I wouldn't have any reason to exist. In God's army I choose to enlist. Gotta be a soldier for the sake of righteousness. I get down on my knees and confess I'm too blessed to be stressed. I gotta express the difference that Christ made in my life. He is able to work miracles for you, no matter what you're going through. Don't think that he's ever given up on you, even if your friends and family have given up on you. He can be a friend to you. He can help you reach a place of breakthrough. Don't be sour like a grapefruit. He He is able to do incredible things through you, in you, because of you and despite you. He never intends to slight you when he chooses to permit the devil to smite you. Don't think that you are beyond his reach, that you are in a place where he doesn't love you, because he loves everybody, even if he doesn't call us his kids, unless we're walking in obedience towards him, unless we've surrendered our hearts to him. I don't want to swim in the lake of fire. I give my soul to you, Messiah. You are glorious. You are the reason I will always emerge victorious. Thanks to you, trusting in you completely. You are the one who completes me. You are the one who gives me these concrete ideas. You cause roses to grow from concrete. You're not discreet when it comes to spreading the truth. You were obvious about it. You spoke in riddles to your disciples. I still wonder why you did that. It is for your select circle of friends that you decoded the mysteries that you spoke of. You gave them time to figure out. You gave the crowds time to figure out exactly what you meant. You spoke plainly to those who were part of your inner circle. You make us part of your family. You adopt us through the bridge of your blood. We walk from heaven. We walk from earth to heaven. We are able to cross that bridge suspended between earth and heaven. You got my attention. If I ever forgot to mention in my prayers anybody who was a part of my life, count it to my head and not my heart. If I forgot to mention the name of anybody that I love or care about, don't take it as a slide. I want to walk on the path that is right. Be polite even when I'm faced with rudeness, even when thoughts protrude from my mind that should never find their way out the cage. You help me deal with my rage when I take it on the stage. Just see, it's been a while since I was able to make those crowds smile. I wonder if I could even do it like I used to do it. It doesn't matter, I've been through it. I've clocked up that experience. I've had my time in front of an audience, a live audience. Your way is the only way to make sense. You are able to turn the tables on every situation. You are able to give everybody in the world a breakthrough. It's because of you that I'm able to endure. You keep my thoughts pure, keep them from turning to manure. Because of you I'm safe and secure. I don't always make moves that I should make. Get down on my knees and I pray for forgiveness if I have led anybody astray. If I have been like a millstone attached to their necks, I'm a nervous wreck staring at the world through my x-ray specs. Now I love to connect with you. For your love there's no substitute. I know that only you can give me your breakthrough. I know that only you can own my heart. If I want to taste and see that you are good, if I want to walk on your golden streets and be reunited with friends and family members who have passed away, Yahweh, you are the only certainty in this world. When the curtains close on my life, I can see you have been watching over me all of my days. Yahweh, forgive me for falling astray. Forgive me for promoting anything that causes people to forget about you, to put you second instead of putting you first. For your living waters I thirst. Everything I've ever given to you, you've more than reimbursed. I can never pay you back for your sacrifice on the cross. You've got me on track, even if I'm whacking the eyes of the world. I don't care in the slightest, cause you light this kid's heart on fire, deaf to my desires. I'm praising you, Messiah, everywhere that I go. I know you're living in my soul, you're giving me life. You're my reason to be alive and breathing. You're living in me even when I'm dry. Even I know that you are the one who keeps me from acting, even who keeps me from freaking heaven. who causes me to break even, who more than compensates for everything that I've given you. I can live in freedom, I can taste the jubilation, that sweet sensation of knowing despite my trials and tribulations, despite the suffering that you allow me to go through. You with me in the fire, with me in the flood. I'm surrounded by your love, your grace and mercy poured down like a flood. There's nothing in this world that compares to your love. You are able to turn the tables in every single situation. You bring the youth of the nation together underneath your wings. You're the one who brings us freedom from suffering. We're adopted as your offspring, and we're part of your family. Your love is off the hinges. It's the reason I can be free in the state of liberty. To heaven and hell, you hold the keys to the kingdom. You are the one who will permanently close up the kingdom of Satan. Throw him in the lake of fire, along with all the angels that chose to fall with him. Why do we have that same rebellious mind state within us? I know we'd probably be the same as the devil trying to take over heaven if we were in his shoes. But you didn't give him a second chance, you gave us a second chance. I don't understand your mercy to us. We are so undeserving of it, yet you show it to us anyway. Yahweh, you are always faithful and true. You are always able to enable us to turn the tables on our situation. Tear down the Tower of Babel that's inside of us. Take away that confusion that exists in us. Replace it with clarity. I'm full of hilarity because of all that you have enabled me to endure. All of the pickles that you have enabled me to get out of. I don't have to walk around the streets a lonely man, not able to go home to my family. It would be a tragedy to never know what happened in my family. A tragedy occurring and I had no knowledge of it, because I was walking on those streets in a foreign clime. I'm climbing up the walls, you know what's on my mind. You are the key to all that I can't leave behind. I just wanna hold on to your love. My money can be taken away, my clothes can be taken away, my house can be taken away, all my music collection can be taken away, all my books can be taken away, all of my memories can be taken away, 'cause I've got you through all the joy and the pain that life brings. If I've got you, I've got everything that I truly need in this world, Messiah. I know that you are never gonna retire, you never sleep, you never quit on us, you're always focused, you're always protecting us, always hearing us, always healing us. I'm feeling your power moving in this world. I love the miracles that you're doing, all around the clock, all the souls that you're saving. You're my constant craving, you're the one that fills me with your flavor, that salt and light flavor that will never be devoured by the enemy. I'm enabled by you to face a brand new day with a smile on my lips. Thanks to you, I've got a reason to exist, I got a reason to persist, yeah. You are the one that brings justice to our society. You are the warrior that fights for me. You fight for your bride till we see you on the other side. I know it's only a matter of time before we arrive at that place beyond the stars in space. We can't reach it in this physical realm, but we can reach it when we die, when we pass over to the other side. When we're no longer physical beings, we're spiritual beings. We are physically inhabiting a spiritual being. It doesn't make any sense to us on this side of eternity, but it will all be made clear in the fullness of time. I see that you are able to work miracles. You are able to reach anyone who's willing to be changed by you, to be rearranged by you. Seems strange to the world, they don't get it until they experience it for themselves. I know you're good for my health. You are my constant source of help. You always hear me yelp. There has been police brutality that has taken place in our world. There has been brutality that has been being directed to those boys in blue, those who wear police uniforms to fill the calm before the storm. I see that you are able to keep us warm. You educate us with what we need to know now. I've heard the latest news. There is fire all around. People getting devoured by hot, angry tongues on their way to rescue those in peril. I wish that they would know you before they died. You can open their eyes. It took me a whole 3 decades to realize that you are all I need in this life. You are my hope that never ends. There's no heart so broken you can't mend it. You are the one that I have offended. If I'm upended and all the coins are shaking out of my pockets, I can still blast off like a rocket because I've got you. Don't knock it till you've tried it, I say. Till you know the Holy Spirit for yourself. You can't say it's something that you don't want unless you know what it's like to be His house, to have Him abide in you. I know that I'm your bride. I'm gonna see you on the other side. You heard my spirit cry. I can't deny that you rule and reign in my life. You are the key. You are those stripes. You are the one who wiped my sins clean and clear. You caused them to disappear like pimples when cream is applied. You never lied, you're not like a man, you can't lie. You are the same yesterday, today and forever. You're the wellspring of life, you are the one who I surrender to now. I don't wanna be like a frog in a kettle, suffering unbeknownst to me, setting a trap up for myself, setting myself up for a letdown. All the lectures I was taught as a little one, they all help me now, learning to apply your truth to my life. On the daily I realize my need for wisdom. I know you are able to heal the sick and help them recover. What can we discover if we decide to put you first? Your love is like no other. It's a sick, sad state of affairs that some indigenous people in this country are still refused entry into pubs. What's up with that? Some people are still waiting for their land. In the indigenous way of thinking, they belong to the land doesn't belong to them now. I see that you are capable of working miracles in every single life. There is no one who's beyond your reach. You help me to practice what I preach. I am a man of unclean lips, so purify my speech. Help me to avoid making the same mistakes that I have in the past, repeating the mistakes of the past in the present and the future. You gave me the present of a brand new day. It's a gift from you. I intend to use it to its total capacity. Thanks to you I'm able to bounce back. I am sometimes disinhibited in public. I might approach somebody and ask them if they want a tea bag. That's my swag. I don't care what other people think about me. I see, you see what I don't see. You see the big picture. You see what you're doing in this life of mine. It doesn't have to be a life of crime just because I committed crimes in the past. Crimes in my thought life as in sins, not the way that society determines crime. Sometimes society tries to determine sins and then they fall apart at the seams because they say that some sins are okay and some sins are forbidden. They have no standard to hold up against those sins and say because God said no then we shouldn't do something, and because God said yes then we should do something. They've got no standard, so they've got no way to determine what's right and wrong. You are my moral compass, you are my moral guide. I know that I'm gonna see you on the other side. You're looking after your tribe. You are the one who energizes me. You supply my energy, you give me empathy. I believe that empathy only exists if I've shared the experience of somebody else, but I can sympathize with them even if I haven't been in their shoes. Some people use words inaccurately, that's okay, that's their choice, as long as they don't say that any other being claiming to be a deity will get them to heaven apart from Jesus Christ, because you know that ain't true. He's the only way that I will get to heaven, for life is the only way that anybody can reach that place beyond the clouds, where the King of Kings and Lord of Lords lives, where the one who was nailed to the cross for the sake of our freedom abides. I know I'm gonna see him on the other side. He is my guide through the darkest stormy night, through the glowing bright day when the sun is shining bright. I thank him for the light, I thank him for my breath, because of him I got life after death. I thank him for the shade of the purple tree I'm sitting under right now. I won't let the devil plunder the treasure that Christ has placed in my heart, or steal away the gift that he's given me. I'm living for the freedom that he's offering me. He was nailed to a tree for the sake of my liberty. He was on the cross of Calvary, on Golgotha Hill, a hill shaped like a skull, so my cup can be full and running over. Thanks to you, Jehovah, I'm running over into your arms like the prodigal son. I have wasted my money, I've wasted my time on so much foolishness, but now I'm running back into your arms. I can understand why my siblings may be full of hatred and jealousy. If my papa killed a fatted cow for me and he didn't do it for them, well, maybe I just needed a little persuasion in those days. If a son had come home and he hadn't offered himself up as a slave, unless his father had received him in the right spirit, he would have been stoned to death. The father had to step up and be loving, even though he may have been cut up inside. That his son basically said, Dad, you're dead to me. I want my money while you're still alive. I want my inheritance money while you're still alive. He was cutting himself off from his family. Some say that he wasted his money with prostitutes, that's what his brother said, but they didn't have any proof of that, just that he let his money spill straight down the toilet. That's a waste of time. He was living with the pigs. He was jealous of the pigs because the food that he was getting wasn't as good as what the pigs were getting. He was regretting his decision to have his money before the time was right. You make everything beautiful in your time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. When I die, I'm gonna go to heaven. My forehead and my right hand, my 777. You're able to redeem every soul. The father wrapped his robe around his son and gave him a signet ring, which was a symbol of authority. Because of you, I have peace. Whether I'm in the minority or the majority in this country, they say that we are in the majority when it comes to people who believe in G.O.D. Even though our numbers are slipping, but it ain't about majority rules. It's about the one who rules over our hearts. I'm not talking about politics, because majority rules works in that situation, but not in a situation where we need Jesus Christ to guide our lives. Not in a situation where we're talking about morality, not as it relates to politics, but as it relates to every aspect of life. Not just as it relates to politics, but as it relates to every aspect of life. I keep my eyes on that heavenly prize. That's the reason why I'm running this race of life. I know that you are able to enable me to overcome the world. We overcome it by the blood of you, Lamb of God, and the word of our testimony. You never leave us lonely. You're always our home, and you're always holding on to me. Everywhere I go, I never flee. Where can I flee from your eyes? They range throughout the earth, watching over those you love. When push comes to shove, I can't get enough of that Holy Ghost stuff. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. You never call it quits. You ever try to get my attention. If I neglected to mention the fact that I need you in every passing moment, forgive me for my sin and negligence that don't make sense. I need that love that you're giving me. I need the word of life that you provide. It's a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. You put your neck out for me like a giraffe. Yeah, I'm comforted by your rod and staff. You suffered a bloodbath, so I didn't have to suffer a bloodbath. If I suffer a bloodbath, that's okay. You suffered a bloodbath, so I can be in your arms for all eternity. So I don't have to be in the lake of fire for all eternity. I don't want to go back to the way that I used to be. I wasted so much time. I may have had fun, but that fun came at a price. It caused me to make a connection with the enemy. It caused him to gain entry through my ears and my eyes, through my spirit gate, wherever that is, through my psychic realm. You were able to extricate him. You were able to cause him to disappear. You take away my nightmares and replace them with sweet dreams. Caused me to wake up to the damage I was doing to myself, watching horror movies, watching pornographic movies, softcore pornographic movies and hardcore pornographic movies where they show titillating images, where they showed cleavage and where they showed baby making every yes. You were able to change my thoughts around. I once was bound, but now I'm free. My soul is headed for heaven. That's my destiny. I embrace my destiny. Thanks to you, I'm that kid that is bought with a price. The costly price of your blood I could never afford to pay you back for your sacrifice. Lord God, I'm so glad that you laid down your life for the sake of my freedom. Because of you, I've got a love that defies all reason. Forgive me, Lord, for my treason. For those times when I was asked if there were multiple ways of heaven, and I said that sure, that it's highly likely, cause I didn't think it for myself. Even though I grew up knowing the truth, I knew your word, but I didn't apply it to my life. I caused the millstone to be hung around the neck of those little ones, to be hung around the neck of those fully grown up ones. They said they were into Buddhism, but maybe they were just playing. Who knew what they were truly thinking? The pastor told me off for preaching on the streets. That's crazy. You think he would have been on my team? I don't get it. I know my approach was different to his. He talked about footy from the pulpit. That's okay. But I came to church to get ministered to. I came for the meat, not the milk. What's that gonna do to me? I don't care if you dance with your whole body or if you just wiggle your fingers a little bit. I don't need pizza in my belly. I need Jesus in my belly. I need Jesus flowing out of my spirit. I need to be told about the sins that I can't possibly commit, or else I won't know what is sin and what isn't. How will I know what is sin and what isn't sin if the preacher never tells from the pulpit what is sin? I don't get it. Why would we be reluctant to speak the truth? Why would we be hiding the truth? Why do we fear the Channel 9 news when they're coming up in here? Why do we care? Why do we care what they think? Why do we care? We gotta be constantly ready for warfare. Heavenly mansions prepared. We ain't running scared. We're like that bold preacher Margaret Court. When we're on the court, the ball is in my court. They build the fort and they tear it down. I tear down the fort of my forts if I'm acting fortless. If I don't see you as my safety and my fortress. Thanks to you, I got a love that never dies. Gotta apply your love to every single aspect of life. Gotta apply your word, your truth to every aspect of life. They don't have freedom of speech any longer on the rugby league field. That's crazy. I don't get why people care more about what is coming out of people's mouths and fingers online than their performance on the field. Surely it should matter more whether they're bringing home the goal for their team, whether they're bringing home the victory for their team, and what they do outside of the context of rugby. It doesn't make any sense to me why people are so backwards in this country, why people have that folk-like mentality, why people are regressive thinking they're making progress. Don't they know in the days of the Roman Empire they were having sex with little boys and they were having sex with the same sex? They think they're talking about progress, but actually they're talking about regress. They're sliding back in the mud. I don't want to be sliding back in the mud. I'm dipped in your blood. I've got your everlasting love. I've got a love that never dies. Thanks to you, your love is alive. Thanks to you, those empires that were destroyed. Teach me a lesson, you open my eyes up, but wise up, but see what I gotta do in my life, what I gotta do with my heart. You cause it to immolate with passion for your holy name. I'm so glad that you enable me to proclaim your love everywhere I go. I know that you are living inside of my soul. They lock me up, they throw away the key. Possibly, maybe that's okay. I got you, Yahweh, every step of the way. They can find us, they can drag us kicking and screaming, but they will never change the meaning of love as we can see it. Cause we find the meaning of love in your eyes. We find the meaning of love in telling the truth to people and not lies. They say it's wrong to spit the truth. They say it's wrong to stand up for what is right. They say it's wrong to say there's a difference between right and wrong. They say it's wrong to preach the gospel to children. They try to call it child abuse, but child abuse is something totally different. They try to say that rape and molestation is when you like somebody's pictures on their social media pages. They try to call it stalking if you do it more than once a day. Some people are out of their minds. They don't know what true stalking is. When you get followed on the streets, when you get people breathing down the phone and hanging up without answering. My homie knows what it's truly like. Some people like to exaggerate. Some people love to play the victim in order to get attention drawn to themselves. I don't want to draw attention to myself. I just want to draw attention to the one that gave me life, the one that gave me a reason to be alive. Because of him I made bold to taste freedom. Because of him I got a love that defies reason. I've got a love that never dies. He owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. He's the reason I'm alive. He's the reason I've got a love at all. He answers and I call. He's gonna be there for the long haul. I know that he is the one that keeps my soul awake. Why would a woman sell her husband's love for mandrakes? I see, for the sake of goodness, that's why I do this. You know that I do this for over. Wait upon the Lord and He renews your strength. I'm living proof of it. I say that you were there for this kid. There are things that I can't say in certain parts of Canada. I can't say that somebody's genitals determine their gender on certain streets in this world. Well, that's okay. They can say what they want. They can try to threaten me. They can try to cut out my tongue and prevent me from having the ability to speak, but my God will find a way to influence the heart. He was able to influence the daughter of an atheist. He gave her dreams of his face. I'm safe by your grace. I'm making haste to proclaim the holy name everywhere I go. Once you came into my heart, it was never the same. I know, because of you I got a love that will never go. Because of you I got a woman aglow. Because of you I got a reason to be alive and breathing. You never leaving my side, you comfort me when I'm grieving. Woe betide that I should ever deny you or should die. It's evident to see that you have made the change in me. I used to be a kid that watched the Addams Family, the kid that listened to hardcore hip-hop constantly, the kid that listened to music was swearing without caring how loud it was blaring, without caring about the fact that it was infecting my soul, that it was causing damage to my soul. But you restore me and you make me whole. You use my sister to open my eyes to the truth, but I still chose to buy that album that did me no good inside, that caused me to think of filthiness as something that was glorious when it was putrid in your side. It was a putrid stench, it was a pungent stench to your nostrils. You got the skills to enable me to pay the bills. I know I'm gonna see you on Zion's Hill. It's such a thrill to see you. It's such a thrill to be used by you, to be moved by you, to be improved by you, to groove with you, to know your freedom for myself. I don't have to keep it to myself. I know that you are able to enable me to turn the tables. You are able to help me to see those jewel encrusted gates for myself. They are not just covered with pearls. Saint Peter isn't sitting there at the gate. He was made the first pope of the church. You might say he was made the bishop of the church, but he isn't the guardian of heaven's gates. I know that you wait for me. You wait for your bride, your glorious bride. Gonna see you on the other side. I'm part of your bride, part of the body of Christ, the Corpus Christi. All around the world I got friends and family. Feels so good to know I've got houses I can stay anywhere in the globe. More than having a place of safety, having a place of refuge, having friends everywhere I go. It brings me comfort to know that you are always on the move. You are always working miracles. It scares the devil when we celebrate Christmas. That's why they had to step up security in Sri Lanka over Christmas time. They had to step up security in Pakistan over Christmas time because the devil was chicken in his boots. That's why the devil caused bombs to drop in Sri Lanka, because he was trying to take out the kids of Christ, but he didn't succeed. You helped me to stay away from weed and excess consumption of alcohol. You don't let the devil destroy my soul. You restore me, you make me whole. It's because of you that I am wholly new. I am wholly changed because of you. I am completely changed because of you. You are the missing piece of the puzzle that I was missing all the days of my life before I knew you. This dog don't need no muzzle. All he needs is you to help me juggle priorities. Why was I ever resisting your authority? You have given me authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and overcome all the powers of the enemy. Help me to avoid succumbing to the nemesis when he sneaks on my premises, when he tries to twist my thoughts, when he tries to get me to hate my parents, when he tries to get me to have a resentful attitude, when I'm asked to help to do jobs, when I'm asked to do more jobs than I was asked to do before, cause I gotta step up because the situation has changed in my home. You were here in my dome, you're across the foam, and you're right here living inside of my heart. I don't have to go over details with a fine-tooth comb. I don't have to search for a needle in a haystack. I don't have to search everywhere all around the world for you, because you're right here living inside of my heart. You're always there for me in every single circumstance. You're there for me when I'm on the plane, when it's experiencing turbulence, when it's refueling, when I'm rushing towards the wrong plane. You help me to get on the right plane. You keep me from going insane. You cause this blood to flow through my veins. Because of you I got a love that never dies. You're with me on the train when I'm shaking and screaming, when I'm wrestling with demons. You help me to overcome the world. You help the devil to stay crushed underneath your feet. Thanks to you I got a love that never dies. Thanks to you I got a love that's always alive. Thanks to you I got a reason to strive, cause you bore those stripes. Your back was whipped and stripped. You caused me to find the energy to wake up every morning. I am full of agony over what you endured. Wish there was another way apart from you suffering on the cross like you did. If Adam and Eve had been good, if Adam and Eve had been good, there would have been no need for you to intervene. They gave in to the devil when he said that the fruit on the tree looks tasty, so you should have a little bite to eat. They were allowed to eat from every tree in the Garden of Eden, but they chose to eat. They were allowed to eat from every tree in the Garden of Eden except for one. They chose to eat from that tree. It's such a pity. Adam could have listened to reason. He could have listened to his conscience being tugged by Jehovah Jireh, but he chose to listen to his wife instead. The moral of the story isn't don't listen to your wife, but listen to God. Make sure that the wisdom of your wife is in alignment with the wisdom of God. If the wisdom of your wife or your husband isn't in alignment with the wisdom of God, then you are obviously making a mistake. If the wisdom of your girlfriend or your boyfriend isn't in alignment with the will of God, then obviously you are making a mistake to listen to it. You better call it quits. I admit that I need Jesus Christ every single step of the way. I need his God and light. He's providing everything I need in this life. Holy Lord, I know you made me for the sake of the world's redemption. You use me as a catalyst. I'm so glad to be one of your soldiers of light, your soldiers of righteousness. I know I got you for life. You're my God and not you're with me in this fight. You keep me from being taken out by the enemy. You keep me from taking the route of the enemy. I've done it so many times before. 3 decades I've been wrestling with the devil, but you enable me to overcome him, Lord. I've been clean for 3 weeks. I gotta live like a Jesus freak 7 days a week. I don't wanna be inconsistent, wanna be fireproof and heat resistant. Don't wanna be a slave to the system, a slave to that system. I know that anger is rising up in me. I see the devil is trying to use anger for his purpose, but I won't let him use it for his purpose. I direct my anger against the enemy. I use those bullets for his dominions instead. I don't listen to his opinions, instead I listen to the truth that God tells me what I live and believe. I know that he is large and in charge of this universe. He is able to enable us to turn the tables in our situations, receive healing, receive miracles, receive financial breakthroughs. It's all because of him that we are able to endure. He provides perseverance inside us. He enables us to tolerate whatever life throws at us, whatever the devil tries to throw at us. He is able to enable us to overcome the world. He is sitting at the table with us. He is helping us to make the right decisions instead of the wrong decisions. He is there to give us visions, turn them into reality. He is there to get rid of that fuck mentality in me, that mentality in me that wants to squeeze necks and cause them to suffocate. That mentality in me that causes me to be suspicious of my neighbors instead of seeing how we can relate to each other, how we share a common struggle, how all of us need feeding spiritually and physically. We need feeding spiritually more than physically. We need to look after our spirits more than we need to look after our bodies to see the needs of our spirits. I'm so glad that you never call it quits. You never give up on us even when we give up on you. You're always a friend to us even when we're not a friend to you. Even when we see you as a stranger and an enemy, you're always there for us in every single circumstance. You are always there for us. You are always able to turn the tables on every single situation in every single life. You're able to intervene. We look like mice from space. We look like ants in space. You're with us in this race. Our hearts race as we chase our goals. You are the one who gives us goals. You are the one who saves our souls. You're in control of my destiny. You see, it's because of you that I live and breathe. You're willing to receive us in paradise. You heal the weak and the paralyzed. Nobody has to stay in a wheelchair unless you permit them to stay in a wheelchair. I wonder, is it because of warfare that they stay in their wheelchairs? Is it because you're battling the devil, trying to beat the devil? I know you've got a plan in every single situation. You've got a reason why some people may be not willing to be reached. If they are able-bodied, they need to be banged up in a situation where they are completely incapable and they are completely dependent on you before they open their eyes to the truth. Some say they're too busy for you. It's crazy how a rich man thought he didn't need you. I guess he never asked the question where his riches came from in the first place. It was you who gave it to him. It's crazy how he thought that he was able to get rich off his own back without your strength flowing through him, without you giving him the wisdom to make those wise financial decisions. So he could reach the top of the pile. He could climb all the way from the bottom to the top of the ladder. You gotta watch out for those ladders. Things just don't add up. Some people can be your accountants. They can cook the books, look and see that this world is full of crooks as well. There's saints, those who are sure they would cause the church to fall in if they step through the door. Keep me from acting like a hellish whore. Even if I'm saying something I've said a million, quadrillion times before, that's okay. I'm still doing it for the sake of Yahweh. I know truth needs to be constantly affirmed in the minds of the populace of earth. I can't replace your love with anything else in this world. There is no greater treasure that can satisfy my soul than you got. You're the one who restores me and makes me whole. You are the one who is constantly on patrol. Your angels marching in the mulberry trees. You set my mind at ease. Where would I retreat from your eyes? El Shaddai, everywhere we go, we take you with us. We're on a journey, we're carriers of the cross. Forget about our lost rolling stone gathers mossy. Some people's poppers are like rolling stones. They just keep on rolling up out of their home. They find it easier to desert their families instead of staying faithful to them. They don't know how to deal with disagreement. I guess it's better to bounce and bash up your wife, but it's better still if you can stick around and talk through your conflict without it constructing a wall between you and the ones you love. You You are the one who is constantly on the go. You were capable of rescuing my soul. I know your love will never die. You're the reason I'm alive. Why do some people get mistreated in hospital? Why do some people not get the treatment they deserve? Why are they treated in a bad way? Why are they not given the correct amount of treatment? Why are they treated callously? Why are they treated as part of the system? Why are they just seen as a number instead of a person? Why are people treated like that in prison? Why are prisoners working without getting paid? Why are they building furniture without getting paid? Why are some prisoners living a cushy life with access to television and the internet? Why do they stick money in television and internet for prisoners instead of sticking money into rehabilitation programs for prisoners? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you want somebody to re-offend? Why would you want to give people motivation to end up back on the streets? Why would you want to give them motivation to do another crime so they end up back behind bars because they got no opportunity to have a different kind of life because they got a criminal record? We gotta change the system if criminal records are keeping people from getting employed, because people's souls are getting destroyed, because bad company corrupts good character. We gotta save souls. We don't want to contribute to the destruction of souls. It's crazy how some people listen to music that causes them to go to hell. Well, maybe it's a choice that we make for ourselves. Nobody is pushing hell down our throats. We are the one who pushes it down our own. We push it into our ears. For our sins you atone. I lay my life down before your holy throne. I know it's because of you the heart of stone that I own is being turned into flesh. I know thanks to you I'm no longer lost in the wilderness. Thanks to you I got a cure to my stress. I can express the difference that you made in my life. I don't have to turn my eyes away from you. I don't know any other way of being. I contemplated being one of those rappers who loves Jesus but who chooses not to talk about Jesus all the time. But this is the only way that I know how to rhyme. This is the only way that I know how to be. I don't want to be anything else other than who I am. My homie G pushed me into being this kind of human being, and there was no turning back. I could find no reason to be anything other than what I am, because I saw what Christ did for me on the cross. So I couldn't help think about that bloody sacrifice, the blood-soaked sacrifice, for the sake of the redemption of my life, for the sake of the redemption of every human soul. Because of him I've been restored and made whole. I'm not like that chalk outline, that gaffer tape outline. I'm not a dead man walking anymore. I'm not a dead man anymore. I'm not a zombie without a brain anymore. Thanks to you I got hope. Thanks to you Lord. Thanks to your love. Thanks to your truth. Thanks to your life. Thanks to your stripes. Thanks to the reason why I don't have to be full of strife. I don't have to be full of stress every single moment. Thanks to your atonement. Thanks to you owning up to your responsibilities instead of running away in the garden when you were crying tears of blood, asking your Father up in heaven if there was any other way for the whole of humanity to be saved, except that you endured the cross for the sake of our freedom. Imagine if you ran away on the Mount of Olives. Imagine if you ran away in that moment on Mount Olivet. Imagine if you gave in to your sorrow and regret. I'm so glad that you sweated those bloody tears for the sake of my redemption. I'm so glad that you chose to go through with it. You knew there was no other way. Because of you, Yahweh, I'm able to taste and see that you are good. You would still be good if you chose not to die for the sake of the world's redemption, because you made the world. But this would be a kind of pitiful life if there was no hope beyond this life, other than this life. If this life was all there was, and this life would be kind of pitiful and pointless. But I'm so glad that there is a beyond to this life. This is the smallest portion of our existence. It's just like a drop of water in the ocean of eternity. Your sons and daughters have the opportunity of salvation, thanks to the Lamb that was led to slaughter. Thanks to you, Lamb of God, Lion of God, Lion and Lamb, wrapped up in one. Thanks to you, Holy Son. Thanks to you, I'm fully operational. I'm cooperating with your will. It's so fascinating to me how anybody would ever turn their back on you, Elohim. How anybody would ever be raised in a Christian home and turn their back on you. I understand why people go to hell without knowing you, because of ignorance that people perish. It's because of their lack of vision that people perish. But if we grow up knowing you, the one that our souls cherish, we would be lunatics to turn our backs on you. You're the reason that the clock ticks. You're the reason that time exists. Without you, there's no hope at all. You answer when we call. You're gonna be there for the long haul. Thanks to you, I learned to crawl, then I learned to walk. I learned to say goo goo gaga. I learned to mumble, then I learned to talk. Thanks to you, I was able to go to school. Thanks to the leniency of the principal, choosing to waive the full extent of the fees that we were supposed to pay, because my pops worked in a job where he didn't get paid much, but it was just enough to give them a reason to look the other way when it came to the rest of those fees. I know I didn't always see the beauty in my education. I chose to disregard it at the time. It took me a long while before I saw its benefits. I met people that didn't get a full education. I met people whose brains were blown because of drugs. If some people had gone to school, they still would have had their brains blown because of drugs. But because I was in a Christian school, I was safe in that kind of environment. I know there are Christian schools where people do drugs. Someone took a marijuana leaf to my school, but I wasn't one of those who inhaled it. Thanks to you, you always prevail in keeping your kid from going off the rails, from allowing the fact that your kid went off the rails, from him being swallowed by a whale, from him keeping his faith tucked up inside himself like a snail, from him failing to recognize his need for you in the ever-passing moment and dying without knowing you. That would be the biggest tragedy. I'm so glad you put me in a Christian family. If I didn't have that influence, I don't know where I'd be. My sister got me educated, you keep my soul elevated. Thanks to you, I'm gonna make it to the other side. I'm so glad that I can be part of your tribe. You're the reason I'm breathing, you're the reason I'm alive. Thanks to you, I don't have to commit treason. You're there for every season of my soul. You restore me and you make me whole. I've got your truth instilled in me and filled with your Holy Spirit. Get up in my grill if it's necessary. I know my mentality needs changing sometimes. I get a bad attitude sometimes. When I'm asked to hang clothes on the line, I don't always smile, I don't always respond with a loving, willing attitude. I know this dude needs to change, he needs to be transformed and rearranged internally. The evidence can be seen externally. I don't have to burn in that fire that's infernal. I've got you causing me to return to you. I see my soul is yearning for you. I see spurning your affection was the worst thing I could ever do. Because of you, I've got a love that is always new every morning. Your love is a sure thing. Lord of lords and King of kings, you're the one who brings me freedom from suffering. I'm adopted into your family. Thanks to you, I got a hope that never dies. I've got a love that's alive in me. You keep me from perishing like prehistoric creatures in Jurassic Park. I'm no longer dancing in the dark. Because of you, I embark on a voyage of discovery. I'm on the road to recovery. Because of you, I am able to counter the enemy when I encounter the enemy in the ever-passing moment. Thanks to your sacrifice, I'm able to wake up to the truth and no longer roll the dice with the enemy. I'm not gambling with my life, I'm not gambling with my future. I know that my future is precious. I don't want to throw it away, I don't want to throw it down the toilet because of the devil trying to influence my decisions. I say that my visions will never be turned into reality if I give in to his evil desires. desires. I don't want to sleep in the fire. Thanks to you, Messiah. I've got a love that never dies. I got a love that is alive. I got a reason that I'm alive and breathing. Thanks to you, I got a love that never dies. I got a hope that never perishes. You're the one that I cherish. I know that your love will never be finished. Why does my soul feel so famished? Because I failed to read your word as much as I should, as much as I could. I know that I've only got so much energy in a day, but I've got enough energy to read a book of your word a day. But I choose to disregard that ability and choose to minimize the amount of your word that I read in a day. What's up with that? Why am I so foolish? Why do I tie myself to the railway tracks? Why can't I relax? Why do I get so paranoid? Why do I feel like an android? Why did I self-identify with androids? I used to think that an androgynous mentality was something that you approved of, but I can see that just because it means that in you there is neither male nor female, it doesn't mean that you want us to disregard the fact that we are male or female, because we were made in your image, we were made unique, we were crafted in this way, we were given genitals for a purpose. You told us to go forth and multiply. You wouldn't give us genitals if you didn't mean for us to reproduce. You produced us. I don't think that a person who is single is any holier than a person who is married, and a person that is married isn't any more or less selfish than a person that is single, but it does enable you to be less selfish if you are able to have kids for yourself. I can see that from the outside looking in. One day I'm gonna be on the inside looking out. I hope I can go that route. You are the one who hears me shout. I can't live without your love. I'm not doubtful that you exist, but I'm doubtful that I can be good marriage material. Maybe a baby will be in a carriage that is my own. I can see that you are able to enable me to step up and be that kind of dude that is a good husband, that is a good father, like my good father is to me, like my heavenly and earthly daddies are to me. I see I've got two daddies only in that way, no other way. I've got two mommies in that way. I see you are capable of intervening. You're capable of intervening in me. I know you're always there for your homie, keep him from becoming anorexic or bulimic. You are sticking with me on the path of life. You're keeping me from following false religions, from giving up on you, from neglecting your word and reading comics instead. I see 'cause of you I've got a love that never dies. Thanks to your daily bread, it gives me nourishment when I'm in my desert-like experience. What's up with me? Almost giving up my faith, not able to praise you properly, not able to see. Praise the Lord wholeheartedly in church, being so full of bitterness, being so full of hatred towards that lady because she refused to go out with me. So what? That's her choice. I will find somebody else to ease my mind. I've got friends and I've got family, and even if I never have another woman in my life, at least I got you. I got your love that never dies. I got friends and family. I got a reason to be alive. I got hope that never dies. I've got truth that is continually replenished in me with every morning. I've got buds, I've got a reason to love, I've got a reason to live, I've got a reason to celebrate every passing moment because my soul is being set free. I don't have to walk the road of bitterness, I don't have to be a little bug. I know my relationship with my sister could be different, it could be better than it is. I know I could be more loving and less hateful, I could be less petty than I am right now, I can be less jealous than I am right now, I can be more zealous than I am right now. I can honestly say I don't have the passion for evangelism that my papa has, but God can give it to me. He can change my heart, He can change my mentality. This is the way that I do it, the way that feels safe. I guess you could say it's a bit more secretive and it's a bit more public at the same time. People can throw the eggs at me, but I've got protection from that kind of commentary. I used to have no protection for that kind of commentary. Now my future don't have to be so scary. Thanks to you I'm sharing in your inheritance. I'm adopted into your family. I got my prayer protection overseas in that country where they have to step up security because people are preaching the truth, and the government who is Islamic are shaking in their boots because they are afraid of God being on the move. I love the fact that you are turning devil worshipping hearts over to you. turn my heart over to you. Let me always walk the road of truth. I never wanna walk the road of lies. I walk the road of lies way too long in my life. I've walked that road that leads to foolishness. I've walked that road that leads to death. I've walked that road that leads to eternal punishment. I wanna walk the road that leads to eternal peace and joy that's only found in you. Thanks to you, no matter what kind of trials and tribulations I face, I've got you holding on to me. Everywhere I go, I can't exist in a state of autonomy. I can't exist independently of you. Why do some people ask God, what have you done for me lately? When God has given them breath, God has given them lungs, God has given them hearts that are beating, God has given them brains that are operating, God has given them feet to walk and hands to clap and mouths to talk. He has given us birds to sing to. He has given us birds to bring us merriment. He has given us bees to bring us honey. He has given us jokes so we can find the way that our life is funny. He has given us bunny so we can fill our empty tummy. So we don't have to have tiger tummies. We don't have to have tigers in our tummy. Thanks to you I can play gin rummy, and I don't have to worry if I win or lose, because I got you. I'm never gonna be a loser. Even if I die lonely, I got you. Even if I die penniless, I got you. So I got everything I need, because you are the key to my breakthrough. You keep me from falling apart at the seams. I answer when you're calling, you answer when I'm calling. I don't wanna be like Samuel, missing the point when you were speaking to him, thinking that the guy who raised him like a father raises a son was calling him. So he woke him up and shook him in the middle of the night 3 times, and then he figured out that it was Adonai calling him. You were calling him, no human was calling him. His mama Hannah had to give him up because she said she was gonna give her child to the Lord if he gave her a child. The priest thought she was drunken, but she was just wild with joy because she knew what God was able to accomplish. She was full of torment, but you turned her torment into joy. I'm so glad that I'm your boy, so glad that you take out all the devil's teeth.